Got one. That's a start, guys. I didn't want to throw the same bait that I threw the last time, but I'll let you see everything that I went through just trying to get a first fish to bite, though. Squarebill, I threw the crank down swim bait. Haven't thrown the spy jig yet. Threw the chatterbait. I wanted to catch one on the spin jig, but we're back to the old line through. Fish number one, dinky dink. Got one. Oh, that's sweet. Big old crappie on the line through. He kind of tapped it a couple times. I was like, that didn't feel like a bass. Just a nice crappie. He's welcome. We've been doing pretty good at catching a crappie or two every trip this pre-spawn so far. There's one. Nice bass, guys. Had a bite back there. Just trying to spit it. That's a keeper. That's a really good one, actually, on the Mighty Minnow. God, that's insane that I have to downsize that much just to get bit. And I've been out since 7:30 and I don't have much to show for it yet, but when the going gets really tough, I downsize a ton. I got a little Mighty Minnow in like a crappie color with the red tail on it. If we can get a few more fish like him, I'll be pretty happy. Got him. Oh, that might be a good bass, guys. I think that's a good one. Yeah, solid. That is so crazy. I felt him nip it once. That'll be the fourth fish. God, it is tough fishing today, though. That is a nice one. Probably like a 3.5. Look out, Oak. Yeah. Cool. We were fishing some really, really tough conditions, guys. When fish like this are eating something like that, that is insane. There was a boat that just buzzed out of here, so I'm sure he's been hit on the head with several lures already today, but he decided to eat that one. That Mighty Minnow, it's kind of translucent with black specks on it. Looks like a baby crappie almost. I'm throwing that on my Dobbins 701C Ultra Finesse casting rod with my ARC Gravity BFS reel and 6-pound fluoro. Fish. Another good one, I think. Dang, it's another good bass, guys. They must be coming up a little shallower here. We'll take him too. The bites are few and far between, but he's not a dink. He's still got red lips though. He must be a little bit cold. Y'all, there's another one on the Mighty Minnow, crappie color. It's supposed to be even more translucent towards the head of the bait, but when it slides down, my fingers have dye on them and it just bleeds onto it a little bit. But nonetheless, it is way hotter with no clouds and no wind today. There's supposed to be a light breeze and completely overcast and about 73 degrees. It is not a cloud in the sky, not a shred of wind, and it's probably 82. There he is. What's that? Another yellow bass, guys. That's weird. The yellow bass are biting, but not the black. Ouch. There's another one. Yellow bass. 2 straight in a row. That one that I caught that was huge was huge. That's typical. Little bitty things normally. Another yellow. A little bigger. He gulped it. He got it and tried to get me around the piling like he was a big bass. Little stink. There's got to be 100 of them under there or something. Wearing out the yellow bass. Got him. Dude, these yellow bass, they're like on the same pattern as the white bass were a couple of weeks ago. It's like the whites came up to spawn, now the yellows. Another species for us. Little white bass. Fishing really stained water, so I put the black and chartreuse vibe back on. Well, that was a classic case of, I think, Mother Nature getting the best of us. I thought it was going to be a little more overcast with some wind today, more prefrontal, and it just turned out to be bluebird without any wind. So it was super high pressure, and I had to resort to all the way down to the little 1/16 ounce spin jig. I'm really looking forward to a little bit warmer water so I can be more versatile in my bait selection. But honestly, I'll always be grateful for putting fish in the boat on days like today, because that very well could have been a day where you run around and get skunked throwing big baits around. So I should be grateful for the bass that we did catch, and I did catch one pretty good one on the spy jig off of a point there. The south end was only 59 to 60 degrees. Up here it was all the way to like 65 to even 68 when we left, but honestly nothing was doing. I wasn't seeing any fish up shallow, and I did end up slaying like 12 to 15 yellow bass, but I wasn't going to throw all of those into the edit because it did get pretty redundant. But it still was a pretty fun bite to get those things to commit to that little bait under the docks. This is probably the first time this year that I really sweat being outside, and that just kind of reminds me that mid to late spring and summer is right around the corner, and the dog days will be here soon enough. So I'm going to try to take advantage of this spring part of the year as much as I can. But if y'all stuck with me this long, I really appreciate it. Leave a like for me if you enjoyed this one. Consider subscribing if you haven't yet. Talk with me down in the comments below. Check out the playlist that I leave in the pinned comments. I leave the link to my email in the description above, as well as links to all the gear that I use if you want to check those out. If y'all want some stickers, shoot me an email. But otherwise, y'all take her easy, and we'll catch you on the next one. Oakley's ready to go. Big time. Big time.